All right, so this is my reflection on the course. As I was going through my notes, thinking about everything I learned and the journey through this course, I wrestled with whether or not I wanted to use quantitative analysis in my research. But I don't like math. In fact, I hate math. But in this course, I found that it wasn't the math that was so much difficult and hard as it was actively trying to apply that math to different situations. And I realized that this course was designed to change you. I think it's impossible to go through quantitative analysis and not change how you think, how you see problems, how you see the world, how you see research, how you see surveys, how you understand how analysis is ran. It's impossible for you not to change. So, with that said, even though I didn't like the math, and even though it was frustrating, and even though I had probably the most difficult time in any class with this class, I did find that the organizing of the data and the running of descriptive statistics, that practical was really helpful in putting it all together. I'm a hands-on type person, so I like to be able to see what I'm working with and play with it and manipulate it and make mistakes. And that's kind of what was fun with MindTap, is because I was able to go through each chapter and work on the problems that was in the chapter. And if it didn't match what the answer was, I can go back and do it again until I figured out where I was wrong at. But in applying that to research, it was hard to kind of make that connection and make it meaningful and actual coherent. But finally, when I got down to cleaning the data and the survey, that really showed me why it's important that you understand statistics. And I can already see how I could possibly contribute to my field by conducting surveys on teens in detention, just to determine one simple thing: whether they feel they need mental health services at all. And I can divide that into outside the facility and inside the facility. Do you feel you need mental health services in here? Do you feel you need mental health services outside? And I think if that simple survey is done as an intake form for every single teen that comes into detention, I think that research could be used to determine whether they even think they need help, and if they are self-aware enough to know that they need help. And so that's what I've been thinking about after I've done this analysis. Is it doesn't have to be complicated questions. It doesn't have to be something mind-blowing. It could be just a simple question. Do you think you need help? Do you think you need help in here? Do you think you need help out there? Can show, based on statistics, we can actually show, doing a survey with enough participants, we can actually show that, hey, the kids might need help outside. They need help. If they need help inside, then of course they need help outside. And if they need help outside, then of course they need help inside. So either way, if there's an indication that, if the research shows that they need help, then that's more ammo for me when I'm working with communities, when I'm working with governments and policymakers and administrators. I can use that to show them, hey, they want help, and we have to make it easy for them to get that help and provide that help. And so I think as a transformative leader, the application pillar, let me see what it says. Transformative application of research and purposeful leadership and design. I think that application of that research is purposeful, and it can lead to sustainable solutions in detention centers. Right now, I notice already, just from being a chaplain there and working in the ministry there, that the recidivism rates is extremely high for both the residential program, which is kind of like the in-house probation program, and then also for the detention program, which is straight, hey, you go in there, do your time, and then either leave or go somewhere else. And the amount of kids that leave either side and come back is incredible. I've seen, just tons of them leaving and coming back. They graduate a program and then they come back. And I've always wondered, why are y'all coming back? Why? What is it that you're not getting that you keep coming back here again over and over and over? And some of you can clearly tell they have behavior issues. They admit substance abuse issues. They have all type of issues. And they never mention, hey, I was going to therapy. They never mention when they get out, they just out. They're just on their own. They have no help. They have nobody to hold them accountable. And so they fall back into the same practice. They enter the same environment. But if they could get some help and then realize that they need help outside as well, and then have access to that help outside, when they leave a detention facility, they don't have to be just left on their own. They can be guided, they can be mentored, they can be continually assessed and get the help that they need. So that's ultimately what I learned as I went through all this difficult stuff, and as I think back on the different types of statistical analysis. I may just be using quantitative analysis, at least a little bit of it, in my dissertation, and I actually look forward to using quantitative analysis, because there's no room for error. It's either there or it's not. Either the data shows it or it doesn't. You don't have to wonder or guess. And I'm excited about just finding out what the answer is, because hey, even if the study shows, okay, they don't need help, or then they don't have mental health issues, then we could do more research. Okay, then what is the issue? Why are they continuing to come back? And so it's just exciting to me. Now, that's what I learned, and that's my reflection.